What is going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. Want to show you some pretty crazy gameplay I had today playing on Breakthrough for Pacific Storm. We want to show you guys just how kind of insane this round was. Go down to the last second. Using the LVT because still on these amphibious tanks, just having a lot of fun with them. And, you know, who knows how long we'll be able to continue using this type of amphibious warfare, considering probably our next chapter probably won't be anywhere close to water in my opinion. So yeah, I want to use up as much of these tanks as we can since they're pretty much exclusive to the Pacific Theater, and it's really fun to use as well. Plus it also helps to jump in a tank like this when your teammates are really struggling. Man, we spend a lot of time here at the first part trying to push up. The first clip though I kind of want to show you guys was me taking out the Type 10 that just sits around and blasts you from afar if you're not careful pushing up. So I kind of like to bring my LVT into some good positioning and take out as many of the Type 10s as I can. I got 2 of them right here, but the other one here was already gone by the time I got over the hill. However, like I was saying, we were stuck here for a really long time. It's one of those games where it's like you feel like you want to give up, but you've been so committed. And even though I think my teammates were sure. I'm not even sure we even had a full team at the very start. But yeah, we just could not push up to save our lives, and we actually are going to accumulate a ton of points for my squad at least, because I think my squad was the only squad like really contributing to the actual game. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to be able to pull out for this round when it comes to our squad reinforcements. But yeah, that was basically how it was for the most part at the start of the round. We're just getting blasted with enemy players just pushing me. I can't hardly push up. And as you can see, in the first sector, I have the JB2 rockets. Yeah, my teammates, whole squad, we were all doing pretty well compared to everyone else. And I was hoping this was kind of going to help us a little bit considering we had A, but yeah, not quite able to cap B completely here. We're going to get pushed back a little bit more again, but eventually we're going to get it. As you can see here, I'm at 43 and 5 at our first sector. I mean, that's some people's score for a whole round, right? So yeah, that's how crazy it can go sometimes in the very first parts. What I kind of feel as of late is when desperate times come for desperate measures. So I figured, hey, if we're really far behind in any game that I'm in, I'm going to pull out the specialized version of the LVT, the one with the AA gun as my primary weapon, but it can be used as mainly for infantry battles, as it just completely dominates enemy teams. You guys have seen that 100+ kill game I had with this gun. I figured, you know what, if I'm ever in a situation in a game where I really need to get the upper hand, I'm going to pull this gun out. Plus, man, whenever I use this form of the tank, I really rack up the points, and I'm really trying to get both of the sidearms that are in our whole Pacific chapter reward. So I have one of them already. I need to get the final one, and I'm almost there. So whenever I pull out these tanks, I always do really well. Unfortunately, I get taken out, which was kind of okay, because I was like, you know what, I'd rather pull out the Calipe, right? So yes, I already put out the JB2 rocket, and now I'm pulling out the Calipe. Pretty insane stuff already at the very start, just to show kind of how intense the first part was. I didn't show too much about it because, you know, it's basically me pushing up, going on a few streaks with the LVT, and then dying, grabbing our LVT, driving all the way up in the water, killing a bunch of people, then dying, and it just went back and forth like that for a while until we were finally able to push through. And kind of how it is, man, on Breakthrough, especially on like the Pacific maps, it's like, man, if you get past that first sector, you know, it feels like things kind of go a little downhill. You get some momentum. At least that's how it feels for me. It feels like the first sector on Pacific Storm is the hardest, and then the second sector in Iwo Jima. That first sector is actually not all too bad on Iwo Jima for Breakthrough, but the second sector, I feel like my teammates and I get kind of stuck at times. But I'd be curious to hear what you guys think are actually the hardest sectors for Breakthrough for the new Pacific Theater maps. With all that said, though, we have finally heard the official launch date for Wake Island. We knew it was going to be sometime mid-December, but we actually have a release date as of today. It's going to be on December 12th, so that's a Thursday. It's the second week of December. We're going to see this come out. So again, we knew it was going to come out sometime mid-December, but we didn't know the exact date, and now we do. So a little bit unfortunate we're not getting it at the very start of December, which would be next week. That would be pretty cool. But it is good to know that we're going to be hearing some stuff, hopefully on the community games coming next week, and on the 5.2 update with all the whole weapon balancing and things of that nature. So that's going to be pretty interesting to try out for next week. Definitely want to actually get a good look at that, and it's kind of actually think kind of good. It's kind of separated from the whole new Wake Island, because I can just focus on how this weapon balancing changes are actually going to play out. Hopefully it works for the better. I am really actually optimistic that it's actually going to be something positive for the community. So yeah, for a while now I've always felt like Battlefield still feels a little bit off. So yeah, have high hopes that this will at least kind of get us down the right direction. This gets kind of funny though. I'm over here, man. I thought for certain I was going to die here. I'm all here siding on the side of my tank, and then there's a guy, you know, trying to jump on my tank. My teammate here is clueless what's going on, though the reason why is because clearly he's trying to repair me. So he's probably all pissed off at me, like, why am I moving back and forth just trying to repair me, and not knowing there's a guy just trying to climb on top of my tank. So I love that stuff, man. But yeah, I was actually had some pretty good teammates who were repairing me, was helping me out a lot. So yeah, he was actually, maybe he didn't know what was going on. Maybe he was being smart, just hiding the side of my tank and avoiding the other player. And I'll just keep moving my tank back and forth, hoping that I would eventually run over the guy who was trying to climb my tank, which ended up happening. So we're able to finally conquer this sector. We're going to move on to the final sector. This is when it gets pretty crazy. I'm going to try to work my way up here onto a flag. I've had a lot of success in the past taking my rocket barrage tank and just obliterating people on a flag. I've actually seen people who have been taking the Calipe and actually keeping it further back where the last sector was at, and they'll just stay right by the resupply station and keep launching rocket barrages over and over again while just continuously being able to resupply themselves. So I'm not sure how effective that is, but I've seen some people use that before me on the past, and it seemed to be kind of effective there. But personally for me, I'd rather just try to get up as close as I can to the capture zone and see if I can catch the enemy team, maybe spawn a little bit further back, and they're trying to push up and recapture A. And it's worked for me in the past, but right now my teammates are kind of struggling to push up, and yeah, it's just not enough for me to kind of just sit back there and not have anyone shoot at me. Now I'm getting kind of low with my armor, and they're gonna get a rocket that's gonna come in, and I'm barely gonna survive it. And I was like, oh wow, this might be my day, you know. So, but then there's a guy right here, and he's gonna take me out. So yes, gonna go pull out the infantry class, because I mean we're getting low on reinforcements, and I'm gonna spawn in the bunker. Yes, I have another JB2 rocket I can call in, but I can't call it in. I'm doing everything I can here to try to call it in, but I just can't call it in. My teammates are calling in too many squad reinforcements right now, so I'm not able to call it in. You can see me pull up the screen like multiple times. I'm sitting in this bunker. We're almost there. We're getting low on reinforcements. I need to call this in. I don't know what to do. I'm like wanting to push out and try to defend this area, because I know they're pushing right next to the bunker. I know there's all right out there right now. And again, I pull up the JB2 rocket again. I cannot call it in, man. That's like pulling my hair out right now. I was like, let me call this thing in. Oh man, this is driving me crazy. I think it's gonna finally show up here in a second, and I'm gonna place it right outside the bunker, because again, I just know they're all right there. Because I just know they're just not pushing my teammates up further there from the left part. I just know they're just trying to get in this bunker, because this is basically where we're all at, right? We're all defending this bunker right now. I figure, okay, I was finally able to place it. Hopefully get the tick rate moving a little bit to our favor, so if we run out of reinforcements, we'll go into overtime, which we do. So I feel a little more at ease, but man, it feels like it takes forever for the JB2 rocket to land. You get those scenarios where you're just trying to call it at the last second, and sometimes it doesn't even make it in time, right? And oh man, it just feels like it's just taking forever. I'm just laying here dead on the ground. I don't even care if I get res. I'm just waiting for it to land, because I just know they're right outside the door. That's all we need. It's moving in our favor, but this will be the extra push. There we go. Finally, man. Finally it lands. Not the multi-kill epic moment where you're killing like more than half their team, but just enough to give us that little bit of edge to finally capture the sector at the last second. So that was a pretty epic game. I think it's like my top 1 or 2 epic games so far I've had in this Pacific Theater update. I had another one too where I had on Twitter where I posted me getting like a huge multi-kill, dropping the Japanese version of the V1 rocket on Iwo Jima, defending that. That was pretty cool. But this was another great game. I lead my team in kills. I think the whole game in kills, and my team in points as well too. They had a really good team that was racking up the points. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But that's it for you guys today. Again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later.